Hey, Year 5, it's Thursday, the 11th of February, and can you please get your date and title in your book, and we'll get started. Today we're doing some letter writing. Okay, so off we go. First of all, a bit of total recall. We're going to look at prepositions for this one. Now, prepositions, we can remember what prepositions are by this part of the word. Position, okay, the preposition of something, and it's all about where it is. So this apple is on, in, next to, in front of, behind, etc. Okay, so these are all types of prepositions we can use in our sentences to tell us where something is. So, but for your total recall, I'd like you to have a go at telling me where Wally is. Now you could either make it up completely. So I don't have a Where's Wally book. So I made up that he's under the umbrella next to a pond, and you can use these statements up here to help you out with that. So you can make up, or if you've got a Where's Wally book as a bit of fun, tell me where he is in your actual book. Find him on a page, write where he is, and kind of to give a bit more detail, do two like I've done there, under the umbrella next to the pond, so you can be doing both. Give that a go, pause now, and tell me where your Wally is. Okay, let's get going. Today we're going to split it into 2 days for our writing. We're going to do our draft in our book, so kind of a first draft, and then tomorrow we're going to edit, and then hopefully, if you can, publish it and send it to the person. We're going to be writing a letter to someone that we miss. So it's a kind of a real life piece of writing that's going to be used somewhere and go somewhere. It's not just going to stay in your book, hopefully. So today we're going to draft it out, work out what we're going to say. Tomorrow we'll edit, improve it, do our neatest handwriting, and then hopefully, if you can, obviously, get an envelope, put their address on, and send it off to them. Okay? Which would be a really nice thing to do. So, an informal letter is what we're writing today, because we are going to be writing a letter to a friend or a family member. Okay, someone that we miss, someone that we haven't seen for a little while because of lockdown maybe. But yeah, we're going to send a letter to a family friend, or a family or a friend, okay, or a classmate. It is not a formal letter because we know the person who we're sending it to. We have a close relationship with them probably, and we know them personally. Our formal letters are things like letters of complaint, or protest letters, or invitations, or kind of applications and things like that. They're very formal, very proper. These can be a bit more kind of informal, really. That's what it is. So think of someone that you miss at the moment, that you haven't seen for a while maybe. Could be a nan, granddad, could be a friend that you've not seen for a long time. You choose, you know who you'd like to send a letter to. Okay? Here's my example, and I'm going to go through it in sections today, but this is kind of what we're going to go for. We put at the top here our address, so your address will go here on the right hand side. You write to the person you write, and I'm writing to my nan on mine. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs, and I'll go through what we should try and include in each one, and then sign off at the end. I'm going to go through each individual bit though now. So, we're going to do this at the same time together today, so I'm not going to do the input and you go off and do it. We'll try and do it along with me. So now, what I'd like you to do is pause the video, and then write your address on the right hand side of your page, right to the edge, okay? And then we put these commas in for our address lines. When we get to our postcode, it just goes in like so, and then we put our date underneath that. Okay, so you might need to find out what your address is, but go and do that now. Pause the video and then come back once you've done your address. Alright then, let's keep going. Once we've done our address, we need to leave a line. So this whole line here we leave, and we go right over to our margin and we write dear whoever we're writing to. So you're going to write dear or to whoever you want to. Now that can be a nickname. If they've got a nickname, I call mine my nan, but some people call them granny, or if it's granddad, pops, or whatever. Whatever. If it's a friend, you might have a nickname for them. Up to you. Okay. And then at the end of that, we put a comma in. Then we leave a line and then we write our first paragraph underneath here. Now this paragraph always starts with a capital letter. Even though there's a comma there, it always starts with a capital letter, so make sure you've got a capital letter there. Introduce why you're writing the letter, basically. So this first bit is maybe 2 sentences long, not very long at all. Keep it nice and short to the point. I'll just read out mine. This is just a quick letter to see how you're getting on this lockdown. I know you said that you love getting post, so I hope this letter might brighten up your day a bit. Okay? And the kind of bit here where it says like a bit, it might brighten up your day a bit. That's the informal language that we want to use because we know this person, and I know my nan loves getting letters. So kind of use what you know about the person, but start off with a little paragraph, a couple of sentences, why you're writing why you're writing that. You might even say it's part of my English work, and I wanted to write to you. Okay, up to you. Off you go. Do that first bit now, and come back when you're done. Okay, moving on to the next paragraph. So this is our second paragraph. This paragraph is about what you spent most of your time doing. So I want you to kind of think about what have you spent the most amount of time in the last week or so. What have you spent the most amount of time doing? Now, for a lot of us, it's going to be our home learning. For me, it's definitely schoolwork. So I've been extremely busy with my home learning. At times, I've used my front-end adverbial there. At times, comma, I've found it tough, but I know everyone has said the same. Miss Johnson makes lessons as fun as possible, and her art lessons are the best. So try and keep it positive. Maybe think about kind of what you've enjoyed doing the most as well. And I've got my exclamation marks. We tend to have those in informal letters, but we don't want to use them every single sentence, okay? Now we need to put some questions in because we want a response to our letter. So, what have you been getting up to? I know you love to knit. Have you made anything lately? Okay, so use what you know about the person. I know my nan loves to knit, so I've asked her if she has made anything lately. I've also made up a teacher, Miss Johnson, but that's just because I've made up a teacher. But remember to put in your questions in there. Pause now and do this paragraph, please. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Remember, we leave a line between each one. We have been really enjoying The Masked Singer over the last few weeks. We have no idea who Badger is. Have you seen it? We have also been out for some walks. I spotted a fat little robin and some snowdrops, which I know are your favourites, so I thought of you. Have you seen anything interesting on your walks with Rover? I miss his fluffy face. Okay, so this part we're thinking about other interesting things, not our main thing we've been doing, but other things that are going on in our lives. I have been watching Masked Singer, and I've got no idea who Badger is, so you might be enjoying that. Remember to put capital letters if it's a name of something, like a show or a person. But yeah, kind of talk about a few things that you've been up to. If you've been on walks, maybe talk about the scavenger hunts you might have been on, or just other kind of secondary things that aren't the main thing you've been doing, but little stories or an anecdote. An anecdote is kind of a funny story, a little tiny short story. The other day, something happened. Maybe Mum fell off her chair because, I don't know, she's sat down in the wrong place. Whatever it might be, kind of think of a funny story that's happened, or a little story that you can tell someone. You might even do you remember the time when we, and then you could talk about a little story that you've had with this person. Okay, so pause now and do that paragraph. Okay, let's keep going. This is our last paragraph, and we finish off in an informal way. I've got an anyway. Anyway, I've got to go. Mum and I are going to make some brownies now. I'll try not to burn them like I did last time. Hope to hear from you soon. Can't wait to see you again. Okay, so just a nice sort of sign off. Keep it kind of with the tone of the letter. So keep it nice and kind of light and positive. You can finish off with your name here. So I've put a little sign off saying see ya. It doesn't have to be a from. It doesn't have to be yours sincerely because we're writing an informal letter. It might be kind of something that you always say, like see you later, alligator. Whatever you might say to this person, or it could just be a goodbye. And then I put on the end Spud, and I could have actually just wrote Spud as my nickname here because my nan always called me Spud because I liked potatoes. I still do, but she calls me Spud, so that's my nickname. So you could put a little Spud, or you put your own nickname in there if you've got one, or just your name. Okay, pause now and sign off your letter. Do your end paragraph. And then we are done. Mission complete. Remember, this is day 1 of our letter, so get your paragraphs done. Hopefully by the end it should look a bit like this in your book. Okay, keep it in as neat as you can, because tomorrow we're going to edit and improve and then publish. Okay, now I know, looking through my handwriting is not the best there, but I know that I'm going to edit and improve it, and then my day tomorrow is going to be spent writing it as neat as I can, and then sending it off. Okay, year 5. So pause and go back if you need to on any of those parts. Remember to upload your work to Teams. It'd be nice to see how you get on with that. And today is all about kind of your own personal letter. I'm not going to include things like Wilf's, because actually it's up to you what you want to write and how you want to write it. And it's about kind of that relationship you have with that person. So pick your person, have a go at writing a letter for them, and brighten up their day, because it'd be a lovely thing to receive. I always like getting posts, I'm sure you do too. Okay, and then you might get a letter back, which would be great. So enjoy it. Go back, like I said, if you need to, and I shall see you tomorrow for our edit and publish lesson. Take care, year 5. See you soon.